Hi beauties, Rosie here from rosypeña.com, a fashion, sewing, and lifestyle blog. Welcome back to my channel. Happy 2020. I'm so excited that we are finally in the new year. I have so many goals this year. Some are sewing related, some are not, but I'm just so excited for a new year and a fresh start. One of the things that I definitely want to do this year is just be a little bit more intentional about my sewing, conscious on what I'm making. I want to definitely sew things that I know that I'm going to wear. So some of you might have seen my pattern de-stash video. So when I first started collecting patterns, it was 5 years ago, and honestly the kind of designs and the pattern styles that were out during that time weren't very modern, so I kind of stashed up on what I could get my hands on, and it's honestly things that I wouldn't actually sew. So I kind of just hoarded so many patterns that were being made available to us, but they weren't really that fashion forward or things that I really wanted to sew. So I recently did a de-stash video, getting rid of kind of the patterns that I know I don't want to sew. So I'll leave an iCard here above if you guys want to check that video out. Like I said, I just kind of went through my patterns. It was a little bit more of a casual video, but luckily a lot of the patterns that are out now are a lot more fashion forward and more things that I would definitely myself sewing. So I did actually make a few purchases on the McCall's website. I got some Vogue patterns and I got some McCall's patterns. So that's what I'm going to be showing you in today's video. But like I said, I did de-stash a lot of my patterns, so I do have a lot more room for patterns that I know I want to sew. Sewing is always going to be a part of me. It's always going to be something that I love to do. So I'm definitely going to obviously purchase more patterns, but hopefully I'll just be a little bit more conscious about the patterns that I'm choosing to purchase. So in this video, I have about 10 new patterns that I purchased, and all of these are patterns that I could definitely see myself sewing. I could definitely see myself making them. Before, I would just buy all the patterns that were released. Literally, like every pattern in the collection, I would get it regardless of if I knew I was going to sew it or not. But these are definitely patterns that I could see myself sewing, I could see myself making. And if any of these patterns catch your attention and you want them to be included in a Sewing with Rosie episode, make sure you let me know in the comments below. I think there's a way I can do some kind of a poll in the video, so if there is a way to do a poll, I'll kind of narrow it down and add those patterns to the poll. So if you want, you can vote on that poll, or go ahead and just leave me a comment in the comment bar below and let me know which one of these patterns you would like to see next. And if you guys don't know about my Sewing with Rosie episodes, they're just basically tutorial videos where I show you step by step from the very beginning how to sew a pattern. So definitely check those videos out if you're more of a beginner, or if you just like to see behind the scenes on how the patterns look or things like that. I'll leave a link to the Sewing with Rosie playlist in the description bar below. Alright, so the first pattern that I want to show you today is a Vogue pattern. So this is Vogue 1635. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. It says a loose fitting top in 2 lanes. It has a stand-up collar, a separating exposed zipper from the collar to the lower edge of the sleeve. This design is really interesting. I'll try to insert some images here so you can get a better look at the model. So it has an exposed zipper from the collar neckline all the way down to the bottom of the sleeve. So I think that is really kind of just interesting and something that I haven't really seen done before. So I think that's just really cool and interesting and different. It's definitely something that I could see myself sewing. But the thing that attracted me about this is just that it's a very simple design, but it just has that really nice kind of pop of interest with the exposed zipper from the neckline down to the sleeve. So again, that was Vogue 1635. This is another pattern that I could definitely see myself making, and I will try to get on this one as soon as possible. So this next pattern is Vogue 9330, and I think I saw this on Emily's Instagram page. So Emily Handmade, I forget what her Instagram handle is, but she's very well known in the sewing community. I think I saw this pattern from her page. So this is Vogue 9330. It says a very loose fitting pullover top, has neckline variations and sleeve in 3 pieces. So that's kind of interesting. It's definitely more of kind of a statement top just because it's a little bit oversized. The collar is very oversized. So it is definitely going to make a little bit of a statement, but it is very just simple as well. So if you guys haven't noticed, that's kind of just the things that I love, is simple but statement and fashion forward. So Vogue 9330, this is a very easy Vogue pattern, so it should come together pretty quickly. I'm definitely very excited about this one, and I have some fabric that I might be using for a Sewing with Rosie episode. So this next pattern is one that I have had my eye on for a while, and I could just never find it in store. But luckily they had it online. So this is Vogue 8825. It's definitely an older pattern, but luckily it's still available on their website. So this is a very easy Vogue pattern. Again, Vogue 8825. And I'm interested in the dress version. They do have a tunic version that they styled here with pants, but I will definitely sew the dress version of this. So it says pullover tunic or dress, has front extending into the back collar, fitted front pleated bodice, raised waist, so it has kind of a raised empire waist. It has tie ends that tie at the front, two-piece sleeves with barrel cuffs, and a stitched hem. So I think this is just really interesting. The fabric for this, it says rayon spandex, cotton spandex, or wool spandex. So this is made for stretch fabrics. It has kind of like a 50s era kind of a feel to me. I just really love the simplicity of it, but it does also have, of course, all those nice little statement details. It has kind of like a bishop style sleeve. It's just a really cool, interesting design. Like I said, I've had my eye on this pattern for quite some time, but I could just never find it. So that is Vogue 8825, a really cool, nice dress and tunic pattern. So the next stash that I have here are all McCall's patterns. These are all more recent sewing patterns. So the first one I want to show you is McCall's 8029, which is this really cool oversized kind of poncho style coat. It's unlined wrapped belt cape. Okay, so they call it a cape. It has a shawl collar or a self-lined hood. So you have the option to sew with the shawl collar, or you can choose the hood. Fabrics, it says wool blends, wool flannel, Melton wool, or fleece. So it seems like wool would be the go-to fabric choice for this pattern. Again, it's a very simple kind of shape, but very just kind of interesting in detail. So again, this is McCall's 8029, a very cool, very trendy, oversized cape. So this next pattern is McCall's 8025. It's just kind of a really simple top. I could definitely see myself sewing this in like contrast colors. It definitely has like an option to do it here. You can see the right side of this model, she's wearing kind of like a burgundy color velvet, and then on the left she has kind of a more purple color velvet on that side. So you can definitely play around with contrast with this pattern. Again, that's McCall's 8025. So it says close fitting pullover tops have wrapped front with left side gathers, sleeve variations, and narrow hem. So this is a pattern that will probably come together really quickly. But again, if you're a beginner sewer and you'd like to see this in more detail, I'll definitely be up for filming a Sewing with Rosy episode if you guys are interested in that. Definitely see myself playing around with a different contrast, maybe even like a print and a solid. That would be really fun. So again, another simple pattern, but it can definitely be played up depending on the kind of fabric that you choose. So that's McCall's 8025. Next pattern is so gorgeous. I wish I would have had a big New Year's Eve party to attend. I definitely would have made this in like a really cool sequins or just some kind of like a metallic style fabric. So this is McCall's 8021. It's this really gorgeous, it says loose fitting line dress in 2 lanes. It has a wrap front with snap closures and side seam pockets. So there's a sleeveless options, and then there's this option that you can add sleeve. You can also add a belt to it. It's just really cool and very trendy. If I would have had a party to attend, I definitely would have sewn view A of this pattern in a sequins type of a fabric. So this is a really cool kind of must-have pattern in my opinion. It's just really nice and simple, and if you ever have a party to go to, this would be the perfect pattern to pull out and sew in some really beautiful fabric. So that's McCall's 8021. Okay, so this next pattern that I have is McCall's 8019. And this is actually a bomber style jacket. It reminds me of an older pattern that I've sewn. That pattern was a lot more simple, but it was definitely a bomber jacket as well. I'll insert a picture here and the pattern number as well. So this is kind of a variation of that, but they did add a lot more details to this pattern. So this is McCall's 8019. But like I said, it's a bomber style jacket, but it has a yoke, so you can do like a contrasting fabric on that side. As you can see, it kind of just V's down here. This one also has a hood option that I don't think the other pattern had. And then you can also add a collar as well. But the thing that actually really drew me into this one is it has kind of like that, whenever you unzip your jacket and you have that little like just strip of fabric there to kind of protect your skin from feeling that zipper. This pattern has that included, so I was really interested in seeing how that comes together on the pattern. So this is McCall's 8019. I'll definitely have to try this out before the spring weather comes in, but if I don't get around to it this year, I'll definitely sew it next year. So that's McCall's 8019. Okay, so I have 3 more patterns to share with you guys. So this is McCall's 7983. So this one has just a really simple bodysuit. There's definitely some indie pattern companies that have very similar styles to this available, so you might have this kind of a style in your stash already. But this is again McCall's 7983, and it has a bodysuit with different sleeve variations and also a mock neck collar, and then it also has a skirt with a very high empire waist, and of course it has darts. It's a very fitted style skirt, and then it kind of just goes down. Choose a midi length, or you can choose a length that I think hits more around the knee. So it does remind me of the Kim skirt, but obviously the Kim skirt is made for knits and this skirt is made for woven. It says wool blends, faux leather, denim, and then of course you'll need some lining fabric. And then for the bodysuit, definitely want to choose a knit. So rib knit, a jersey knit will work perfect with this pattern. So I think this is just a really nice kind of staple pattern that you can add to your stash. Like I said, I'm trying to get a little bit more intentional about my sewing and sew things that I know I'll wear and I'll know will last in my wardrobe for a while. So definitely a bodysuit is a really simple staple wardrobe piece, and then of course a nice simple high-waisted skirt can kind of work with your wardrobe as well, depending on what type of job you have or what your personal style is. But I think this is a really great, just simple staple wardrobe pattern to have in your collection. So again, that's McCall 798. Okay, so this next one is McCall 7975, which is another really simple, nice, interesting top, but it does have an added detail with this little twist knot along the hip. So the twist knot has been really kind of in, I would say maybe like definitely the past year, maybe even 2 years. So this twist knot has really been in for some time now. And for good reason. It's really cute, it's really trendy, and hopefully it does stick around for a while because it does look really cute. Usually the little ruching or the twist will be at the center front, but this one is really cool because it's kind of lower and towards the hip area. So I'm really interested in how this will look on my body type. So again, that's McCall 7975, and I'll probably choose kind of a solid color fabric so you can really see that nice little twist knot at the front. So it says close fitting tops in 2 lanes. It has a drape knot through the front opening, and of course the neckband and the sleeves have hem variations. You can choose a 3/4 length sleeve, and then you can also choose a sleeve with a flounce. So that's really cool. They always add a good amount of variations whenever it comes to the commercial patterns. So that's another great thing about McCall's. So McCall 7975. Okay, so this next pattern that I have is McCall 7931. And this is a really cool skirt. So again, I saw this on Instagram. I can never remember who I see things from, but if I can remember, I'll definitely insert a picture of her make here. So McCall 7931, a really nice simple skirt, and you can choose a silk or something that is going to be really nice and drapey. I don't think this is cut on the bias, but either way, if you choose a silk, so it says satin, crepe, crepe de chine, a challis, and sheer fabric. So this is going to be really nice and kind of just flowy and comfortable to wear, very feminine. So it's just a really nice feminine skirt. It does seem to have a little bit more of a flare to it, so it's not like just fitted straight down. It's definitely more of like an A-line shape skirt. So skirts are fitted through the hips and have a facing, invisible side zipper, narrow or very narrow hems, and then length variations, and then it also has an option for an overlay. So the notions that you'll need for this are just a 7-inch invisible zipper and then a hook and eye. So I love how simple this is, and I do have a make in mind. So I'm part of the Minerva sewing team. She has so many great, wonderful fabrics, and there's so many people that include their makes using Minerva fabrics like every day. They have blog posts come out every day, so I'm lucky enough to be a part of that team as well. So I do have some fabrics coming in that I have in mind to make with this skirt. I'll definitely probably use some gorgeous Minerva fabric to sew this McCall 7931. I'm super excited about that. Alright you guys, we are all done with this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the new patterns that I've recently picked up. So obviously I did film a de-stash video, but like I said, I just want to be a little bit more intentional about my sewing, and I want to choose patterns that I know I love and that I know I'm going to sew. I'm definitely being a little bit more picky about the patterns that I select, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and just know that all of these patterns are patterns that I love. I really love the design of them. I can definitely see myself sewing them. So if you did enjoy this video, just make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to my channel as well for more awesome sewing related content. Also some fashion, some DIY. I have a few beauty videos on here as well. But definitely if you enjoy sewing, that is primarily what my channel is about. So I do things like pattern hauls, sewing tutorial, what I made videos, just all things sewing and fashion and design. And if you have any video suggestions that you would like me to film, then go ahead and just leave me a comment in the comment bar below, and I'll be more than happy to get a video together on that topic. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful start to 2020. Just know that I'm really grateful for each and every one of you. I'm so glad that you watch my videos and enjoy my content, and I'm just happy that you guys are here. It really means a lot to me whenever you comment and just let me know that my videos are helpful for you. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.